Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are back with championship predictions. It is just me today because it is a championship midweek special because we're catching up on games in hand. Only 8 fixtures to go through today, but nevertheless, do drop a like. Let's go for 100 likes on this video. Do subscribe, hit that red subscribe button. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers now. Do be part of the channel by hitting that like button and subscribing, and let's get into the midweek predictions. We start then with Millwall versus Swansea City on the Tuesday night, and this is quite an interesting game because both put in very good performances at the weekend. Millwall went away to Luton in that big playoff crunch game and they picked up a 2-2 draw. Some really good goals in that one. Bradshaw scored a really decent goal, but they were denied late on. They could have won that game, obviously. Swansea City, meanwhile, goodness me, they are record breakers. They went to the capital and yeah, they won 4-0 at Swansea City. You know, unbelievable. That's 7-0 across the 2 games. So, although Millwall are higher in the table and they've certainly got more to play for than Swansea in these ending games, I have a feeling Swansea are going to be riding high after that incredible win against Cardiff City. And I think they're going to be full of confidence. I'm going to say Millwall 1, Swansea City 2. Millwall are unbeaten in their last 7 games at home, which is a stat worth pointing out. But Swansea City have picked up 7 points in their last 3. So both on a little decent run, but I'm backing Swansea City to win that one. Next up we go to Peterborough versus Luton Town. These two played on the opening day of the season and it ended 3-0 to Luton. And I'm actually going to go for this one to end 3-0 to Luton as well. Peterborough United do look cut adrift. They picked up that sensational win at Queen's Park Rangers before the international break, but then were brought back down to reality against Middlesbrough in that 4-0 defeat. And it takes something very special for Peterborough to get out of this. They've conceded 15 goals in their last 6 games. And obviously Luton Town, their opposition, I do fancy to make the top 6 this season. They did beat Peterborough 3-0, like I say, on the opening day. And I'm going for 3-0 to the Hatters here. Next up we go to Preston North End versus Blackpool. It's Derby Day in Lancashire. And this is a brilliant, brilliant fixture because both teams are going to be really riled up for this, even though they haven't got all too much to play for in the ending stages of this season. Let's remember, guys, these two have had pretty decent seasons. They're both mid-table. They've both had their strengths and their weaknesses through the season, but they both come into this on the back of a defeat at the weekend. Preston losing at Derby County 1-0. Blackpool thumped by Nottingham Forest 4-1, but Forest are dispatching everyone at the moment. This is a really hard game to call. I think Blackpool fans will really, really be up for this. I think Preston fans might be as well, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Preston have won 1 in their last 7, so it's a bit patchy. Meanwhile, Blackpool have scored in all of their last 7 away games, so I don't think you can write them off scoring in this. I'm going for a 1-1 draw at Deepdale. Next up, we're going to move across to Bramall Lane, where Sheffield United take on Queen's Park Rangers. Now, this is a very interesting match because they're both in that top 6 race, but both outside the playoffs at the time of recording this. And I don't think both of these are going to make the top 6. I think one of them might, and the one I'm leaning towards is Sheffield United. Despite that defeat to Stoke City at the weekend, they're very good at home, Sheffield United. They haven't lost at home since October, which is a very, very good record. Queen's Park Rangers, meanwhile, have had 5 defeats in their last 6 games. I fancied them for the majority of the season, and just when the going gets tough, they've fallen away big time, and it'll take something special for QPR to now get back in there. So I'm going to back the Blades to win this one 3-1. I'm going to do a stream for this game on Tuesday night, so do make sure to join us as we do a watch along. Sheffield United 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1 is my prediction for that one. Next up, we're going to move to Reading versus Stoke City. This is a very interesting game because Reading picked up that 1-1 draw at Oakwell and it just kept Barnsley at touching distance. Meanwhile, Derby County won, so Reading know there are teams on their tails. They need to get something here. But I'm going to go for the away side to win. I'm going to go Reading 1, Stoke City 2. Stoke City, a couple of weeks ago, I was writing off what a bad season it was. The manager was in danger. And then they win back-to-back games. Okay, they were both at home, but I'm going to back them to win here. I think they'll be riding a bit of confidence coming into this. Reading have only had 1 win in their last 6 games. So I just fancy Stoke City coming into this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Potters to keep that relegation battle quite interesting. Let me know what you think down below. We'll move on to Wednesday's fixtures. We've got some big ones, especially at the top end of the table. First of all, Middlesbrough take on Fulham Football Club. record, brilliant home record versus just the best team in the league. Middlesbrough haven't lost at home since November. They're winning a lot of home games, and I think the reason why I'm backing them to maybe make the top 6 is because they've started to win games on the road as well. They've just won at Birmingham and they've just won at Peterborough 4-0. Middlesbrough do look a proper outfit, but this is the biggest test you're going to get. Fulham are incredible. 3 wins will mathematically seal their promotion, although we already know they're going up. I think Fulham, I think they're going to get on the score sheet. I think both teams will. Do you know what? I'm going to go for a Desmond here. Middlesbrough 2, Fulham 2. I think this will be a really interesting game. Next up, we're going to go to the City ground as Nottingham Forest take on Coventry City, a game I will be going to. I've got to be honest, I'm pretty nervous about this. Nottingham Forest are absolutely flying. Their home record has improved drastically. They haven't lost in the league since January, and they haven't lost at home in the league since December. They are flying. Coventry City come into this on the back of that 2-2 draw to Blackburn, and before that it was a 1-1 draw at Derby. So we're patchy. Forest are certainly the more consistent side. I think if Coventry were to win this, it would be a massive outlier in terms of both teams' form. Coventry are not the favourites coming into this, but I quite like that as a Coventry fan. I think at times this season, especially in the home games against some of the lower teams, we've been favourites and it doesn't work for us. Coventry perform better as underdogs. My head's saying we're going to lose this game 3-1. I think Forest are brilliant. That football club's got fantastic tradition and I'd love to see them go back to the Premier League. But my heart is telling me Coventry City might just be able to get out of here with a 2-2 draw. You might not think that's very realistic, but you know what? Coventry City, there could be late goals in this one, so I'll go 2-2. Last up, we're going to go to West Bromwich Albion versus AFC Bournemouth at the Hawthorns. West Brom, I watched them on Sunday against Birmingham, very poor, nothing going forwards, and the only reason I think they could get something here is because they're at home. They're slightly better at home. They've only lost 1 in their last 4 home games, which is a slight improvement. But AFC Bournemouth are a very good team. Like I say though, West Brom did beat Fulham at home, so Bournemouth will be wary coming into this. They've just come off the back of that 3-2 win at Bristol City. So very interesting game. There's very many ways this could go. I'm going to go for 1-1. I think West Bromwich Albion have got decent players, and like I say, at home they can play all right. I think Steve Bruce is still trying to figure things out. I've said I think West Bromwich Albion need to give him a long stretch of time, give him the summer, and maybe let him have a go next season just to see if he can do something with his own kind of players. As for AFC Bournemouth, I still back them to go up. I think they're odds-on favourites for second place, but I think they might drop points here. I'll go 1-1. I think this could be an interesting game. That wraps up the Championship predictions for all of the midweek games, guys. There is absolute carnage going on. The playoff race is exciting, the relegation battle is exciting, and there's so much going on with derby days and stuff like that. Like I say, join me for Sheffield United versus QPR on the Tuesday, and on Wednesday we'll be going to Nottingham Forest versus Coventry. Make sure to look out for the vlog for that one. Get your predictions down below, and make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.